Hi guys, and welcome back to Snowman Learns to Cook on a Budget. So this is Dr. K, also known as Jody Snow, but wanted to let you know that today is a soup that Snowman picked out that he wanted me to teach him how to make, and it is actually called butternut squash soup. It is something that's going to use a blender, and we'll talk about that later. We're just going to start right now with kind of ingredients we're going to use today. So this is 2 butternut squash. I have already gone through and I peeled it and I cut it into big chunks. If you're going to cook with butternut squash, you need to make sure you have a really good knife. I use this one. And then make sure that you have a really good peeler. The skin on the butternut squash is super thick and hard to get to. If you use a regular peeler, it can break, which is what I just did a few minutes ago. So I went back to my trusty good one. This is actually a Pampered Chef product, and I'm not selling Pampered Chef anymore, but this is one of the best products I've ever used for peeling, because this actually goes backward and forward, so you can use both directions. And it's really comfortable in your hand. So make sure you're using something like this, because butternut squash is so hard to peel. The next thing I've got is 2 onions, and I've got about 3 stalks of celery. And then surprise ingredient is 2 apples. These are Granny Smith apples. That's what I like to put in them. I also have a package of baby carrots. And then we have garlic, and I'm going to show you how to do garlic here in a minute. And I've got half of a clove. So I literally took the clove, popped it in half, and now I've got all of the different chunks out of it right here. And I'm going to show you how to smash that so you can use it. This, as I said, is a blended cereal. Oh dear God, I'm tired. It is a blended soup. So we are going to do this a little bit different. The other thing I like to do on top of my soup is sunflower seeds.
Yes.
Love that earthy texture that gives and a little bit of flavor. The other things over here, we've got broth. So we're going to use vegetable broth. You can also use chicken broth. Whatever broth you feel good with. People have used bone broth. It honestly doesn't matter. It depends on, do you want it to be 100% vegetable dish, or do you want to also be able to have some sort of poultry or even beef broth? Honestly, the best in my mind, the flavor wise, is vegetable broth though. We are going to use a little bit of vegetable oil because we're going to start with the onions and the celery, because we got to get those down and soft before we put the rest of it in. Those take longer to cook. Next thing we're going to have is salt and pepper. Then I've got a little bit of ginger here. I have sage, which this one's almost empty, so we're going to use the rest of that, and then got to use some more. And then a little bit of turmeric. It is orange. If you use turmeric in something, it will turn orange. This is an orange dish, so it's not going to matter for the color. Sometimes people will see you and they'll realize that you have orange fingers, and usually that's because you're using turmeric. So just so you know, you can get it and it's already ground, and you don't have to mess with getting the fingers while you're cutting it up or anything. If you want to do it and grow it, good for you. I'm not that into it. I'm a little bit lazier. I want it ground up and I don't have to think about it. So we're going to do a little bit of vegetable oil, just like I did in the last soup. Just a little bit, just enough to kind of coat the bottom so that things don't stick. It's not something that's an ingredient in the soup. The next thing I'm going to do, I love this, is actually turn it on. I'm not going to cook anything if it's not turned on. So we're going to put in the onions. And the celery. Yes. Get those going. And then I'm going to show you how I do garlic, and we'll put that in as well.
Okay.
Kind of that, what they call it, aromatics.
Yep.
Things that smell yummy. Okay, so the thing with garlic, you've got a piece of your clove. You literally just have cut off the tips and pulled all the paper and the tips off. So now, take it and you put it down on your, can you see this from?
Yep.
Or is this out of the way?
We got it.
So I literally take it, put the knife on it, heel of your hand, smash it. There you go. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's all broken down. It's been boiled real good. Everything is really nice and squishy.
Yes.
Okay. That means that we are ready to blend it. Now, I have used this. I've done this for many, many years, and I've used a regular blender for this. All you do is just take a spoonful, maybe 3 or 4 at a time, depending on your blender.
Yep.
You got to make sure to leave lots and lots of space, because as it blends, it will kind of explode in a blender. It just goes up into the container. So you want to make sure not to get a whole lot at once. Just do a little bit, set it aside, and you keep doing that. This, however, is called an immersion blender. Okay, this one happens to be a KitchenAid. It's got a button right here, turn it on, and you can see the down there. It's got 2 different speeds. I started on 1 because this is what we're going to do. We're going to put it in here, and now we're going to start blending it up.
Woohoo!
This is a blended soup. All of those ingredients get all good and blended up together.
Man, can't wait to taste this.
It's not super exciting, but it can be very messy like this. If you get this where these holes are up above the liquid, it will make that sound and it will splatter. So you always want to make sure you keep that underneath. Once you get it good, all the chunks really good and kind of blended up, you're done. But in this case, I still have a lot of carrots that I'm still blending up. The good thing about this soup is that butternut squash will fall apart as it's boiled. So it really lets you know when it's done, because it is falling apart in the inside the pot.
You can really smell the spices, and especially the turmeric.
I got turmeric and ginger. And sage, and all of those are very aromatic, so they have a lot of smell to them. See, I still have some carrots in here that need to get blended in.
Look at that.
But it looks like most everything else is blended up.
Look at that, y'all. Hey, she got me hooked on butternut squash soup.
He thought this sounded like the most disgusting thing ever until I cooked it and made him try it, and now he is.
Now I can't get enough.
And actually requests it, which is why I'm making it today, because he requested it. So, all right, one more stir. You're in the light, sir.
Sorry about that.
No, you're in the light, sir. I don't know how they're supposed to see what you're doing if you're in the way.
I don't mean to be in the way. I'm sorry.
Obviously, being on the air for 30 years means you've only been the spokesperson, not the cameraman.
This would be true.
So you look at me like, what? Like, watch for the background. Tell me if I look okay. I can't tell. Make sure that this and this is going on. And you're like, huh?
She's not only Dr. K the cook, she's Dr. K the director, and she's been on point the first couple of times we filmed this stuff.
I keep telling you, I'm always right. That's why it's rule number 1. Come on, dude.
Here it is, folks. Butternut squash soup with the sunflower seeds on top. Now, this bowl is very full right now. It won't be in a little bit. And that'll wrap up this episode of Snowman Learns to Cook on a Budget.